Hello friend, my name is Doom Baby. Today we are going to be talking about Bond of Dream, Bonds of Love, which is a 4-volume BL manga created by Yaya Sakuragi and published by Sublime Manga in 2008. It tells the story of Ao Sawanoi, a fun and straightforward high schooler that has a rather perplexing dream about his childhood friend Ryoumei and decides that he wants that dream to come to life, even if just to sate his curiosity. And I know we just covered a BL title, but also, I'm so drunk. Alright, right off the bat, there was something that really bothered me about the story's writing, and that was how Ao very, very quickly went from, oh, I'm just a horny teenager, to, no, I'm actually in love with you. Because it just seemed a little impatient of the author, because, I mean, Ao had been friends with Ryoumei since Ao was a child and Ryoumei was in middle school. So to go from only being friends for the majority of their lives to suddenly being in love with someone seemed a bit rushed. Because at first it was just like an inquisitive thing for Ao, because Ao is pretty much described someone as someone who's kind of a minx. So when he wants to appease his curiosity for Ryoumei, that's not really something that you can question, you know, that's something that it's believable. However, the writer almost immediately went from, this is a hormone-controlled teenager that's just curious, to, I'm totally in love with Ryoumei and these are like legitimate feelings, and I guess I wish mostly that we had more time to get to know these characters as friends before the story got all muddled with feels. Ironically enough, I do want to praise Yaya for being able to properly pace out everything else in the story, because she did an incredible job at it. There is a steady build-up from the moment where Ao is essentially trying to force himself onto Ryoumei, which we will get to later, where Ryoumei politely declines the offer, to the end where Ryoumei comes to terms with his feels for Ao by the end of the story, and he realizes that he's just kind of been a male tsundere. And even then, it's not like he goes running off to Ao right off the bat. I thought the way that the story was fleshed out was really well done, because it gave us a lot of time to get to know and become attached to these characters. Speaking of characters, alright, let's just get something out in the open. Oh my goodness. There was something inherently creepy about the way that Ao sort of offered himself up to Ryoumei. Not because he did it, but because he kind of took things a little far and he was really just kind of like forcing himself onto his childhood friend. He eases up on the throttle considerably as he develops as a character, but oh my god, he comes off stronger than a poorly made screwdriver. That being said, there is something that really drew me into Ryoumei's character that I didn't quite understand until I actually went back to rewatch Shiki. I really liked him because he wasn't just like what you would expect from a stereotypical temple priest. I mean, he smoked, he swore, he didn't really like the getup he had to wear, and I guess I just kind of liked him because he wasn't a Gary Sue. But at the same time, his biggest flaw was that he was a male tsundere, and just no one likes a tsundere. But I got over it. I also appreciated how Yaya took the time to give the other characters dimension and screen time, which is something that's kind of rare. A lot of BL titles don't really focus all that much on the supporting character, and they choose to instead focus entirely on the couple, and then they have one of the main characters go to the supporting characters when they need some sort of advice to advance the plot. Drink more because that's helping. But Bond of Dreams has a relatively large cast, with an emphasis being placed on the main characters' friends, such as Shinpei and Shuji. And for the cherry on top, there was a lot of humor thrown in that blended very well with the dramatic plot. Any joke or gag thrown in felt very organic, and there was never a moment where I thought that a comedic bit was inappropriate for where it had been inserted into the story. This was just a really well done, three-dimensional story that I found very enjoyable, even with the overused tropes found here and there. Look, this is a yaoi. It's got that shoujo art style with the soft and fluffy visual depiction of sex organs with just the bare outline and lots of toner, big knuckly hands and the insanely tall Sami's mouth being all wide and stuff. And if we're totally honest, there isn't anything unique about the art in itself. Don't get me wrong, it looks nice. There is a lot of detail everywhere and it's very visually appealing, but I just don't think it really brings anything to the table worth talking about. That being said, I don't really know why Ao's hairline was so far back because his forehead looked huge and it was just kind of distracting at parts. Okay, so we're gonna do a real talk thing for a second, and I might edit this out, but probably not because something tells me that editing Kristen is going to be a whole lot more drunk than recording Kristen. I don't know how to write about the art style because if I'm totally honest, when it comes to manga art style, once you get into a genre, all of the artists kind of look the same. So should I bother talking about the art, or should I just only bring it up when there's something really worth mentioning? Because if we're totally honest, it all kind of just looks the same. That's why I've been kind of putting this off for like 4 months like an asshole, because I don't know what to do. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Bond of Dreams, Bonds of Love. Have you read it, and if so, is the sequel just as nice? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, you can find all of my social media as well as my Patreon in the description. Also, if there are any other comics or manga you want me to review, please let me know in the comments because I have no idea what I'm doing. Happy unbirthday, and I will see you later. Bye! Bond of Dream, Bonds of Love, which is a 4-manga, 4-volume. Fuck!
Wait, I got it.
Keep drinking.
Hello friend, my name is Doombabe, and today we're going to be talking about Bond of Dreams, Bond of Love, which is a 4-person BL manga by Yaoi.
Okay, go away.
It tells the story.
Go.
No, you let me speak. In my homeland, we don't get to speak freely. I want to speak freely for once.
You're reading off a script!
That's what they would say in homeland.